everyone. This is the first. Yeah, let's just get in there. So this is week 2 of the season 1 seasonal guild leaderboard. I'm gonna pass it off to Crazy Fi and do the technical stuff. So here we go.
Yeehaw! All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the seasonal SimpleMMO guild leaderboard. Today is, well, it's week 2 of season 1. So what do you know? Halfway through the season already. Is that too fast of a season? We don't know. We're flying by the seat of our pants right now. So bear with us. We're learning too. So if you saw last week, you saw that we just had the top 25 just built out. This time we broke it up into the different rankings, 5, per tier. We have 5 total tiers from Celestial all the way down to Rare. Matches what you see in game. So if you know how the game works, you know how this works. Pretty simple, I would say. All right, so let's actually dive into the actual guilds themselves. If we just scroll, I got to get my scroller going. There we go. Thank you, Mr. Scroller. Top 5 celestial teams or guilds here. We got the Force at number 1, Babel at number 2, Golden Arrows at number 3, Still Friendly at number 4, and Step and Chill at 5. Honestly, congrats to Golden Arrows as they have stayed within the top 5. If you saw last week, they were at number 1, which is pretty wild. But yeah, they dropped down to number 3 this time. Still, and pretty incredible considering the Force and Babel have constantly been fighting it out for number 1, with Babel usually on top. So pretty nifty stuff right there. You can see how much EXP they gained within the past 2 weeks. Hey, yes, well, that's called a retirement guild for a reason, because we are retired. But yeah, going into these top 5, like, I'm hoping to see Golden Arrows continue this reign. I hope that it wasn't just like a 1-week sprint and then they're tapering off until they enter Oblivion and drop off the top 25. But that's going to be hard because they have to. I mean, Elysium's last, so shout out to Alec for being the last place. But we'll cover those soon. But anyways, yeah, those are the top 5. You got any comments on the top 5, Paisen?
Oh wow, thank you, Crazy Fi, for handing over the mic. Hold on, this might look pretty good. All right, this looks pretty good.
Better.
All right, so yeah, huge shout out to Golden Arrows. My 2 homies. It's a 2-player guild. It's Aged and Ace. So shout out to them. Just 2 players really kicking it in the top 5 in Celestial. So I'm hoping, Crazy Fi, I'm hoping Golden Arrows makes it. I'm over Still Friendly. I'm over Step and Chill. Beyblade is Beyblade, and the Force will probably never change. But it's good to see someone else shake it up on our specific leaderboard. But that's really all I had to say. I'm thinking Golden Arrows has a good trajectory, and they stay in the top 5 for a couple of weeks. I'm really hoping they kick it. We're probably not their main source of motivation, but I hope whatever motivation that they're chasing continues. But yeah, shout out to Aged and Ace, the only 2 people in that guild, period. All right, so you want to move on to the next?
Yeah, let's move on to numbers 6 through 10, because math is hard. So it's the legendary tier. In the legendary tier, we have Friendly 2, Murder of the Universe, Heaven and Hell, Wolfblood, and the Knights Who Say Ye. Honestly, if you look at the top 10 here that we have between the Celestial tier and the legendary tier, it looks pretty reminiscent of your overall guild leaderboard in SimpleMMO itself. However, we have the addition of Golden Arrows here, but it's still pretty cool, I think. This time around, the Peaceful Crusade did not beat Heaven and Hell. So last week we were giving Dark a bunch of shit because Heaven and Hell was behind a PvE guild. This time they came up and above and decided to.
Oh, he evaded.
This time they decided to step up, probably because Dark quit crafting. Who knows? So yeah, that's legendary right there. I will say something of interest here is Babel 2 is not in the top 10 guilds for the seasonal league. normally we see them in top 10 or at least top 5 usually in the weekly stats that we do. That is interesting. Seems that they've slipped down to outside the top 10. I'm sure they'll come back strong here shortly. I fully expect one of these guilds to drop. Probably the Knights Who Say Ye will drop to Babel 2, and Babel 2 will come out into the top 10 next week, is my guess here. All right, what do you got to say?
All right, this is my hot take, chat. But this is probably, I think Legendary on paper right now is the most boring tier. Friendly 2, I'm tired of seeing friendly guilds in general, even though they're full of good people. Murder of the Universe, I feel like never goes away. Like, they're just always there. And Heaven and Hell, I love Pratt, I love Cutie. I don't know, are they really serious anymore? I don't know if they're serious anymore. And Wolfblood, I don't know who Wolfblood is. And Yi, I like Yerg. And Loch Ness left Yi. So what's left of Yi to even care about? So hot take, Legendary this go around, waiting for people to drop like pancakes. You know what I mean? Okay.
All right, Mr. Scroller, let's move on to the Epic.
Enhance.
Woo! We made it. All right, so for the okay, no, we're back. So for the Epic tier, we have Babel 2, Guerrilla Wizards, the Peaceful Crusade, the Titans, and Knights of the Internet. So this tier, the Epic tier, is kind of interesting to me. One, because you have Babel 2, which is normally in the top 10, like we just talked about. Guerrilla Wizards, they have consistently been in the top 10 on the weekly stats as well. And also in this tier, you have 2 PvE guilds, the Peaceful Crusade and the Titans. Now, if you saw yesterday when our weekly stats were released, the Peaceful Crusade was the #1 PvE guild, and the Titans were the #2 PvE guild. So that kind of shows you where PvE falls in place. They're around the top 15 or so guild list. So cool, good on them. Woohoo! Getting top 10. Let's go. Let's go, King Cows. Get your guild in line. But no. Interesting enough, Knights of the Internet, normally a top 10 on the normal leaderboard, are down at number 15 on the seasonal leaderboard. So this is why I like the seasonal leaderboard, because the overall leaderboard, they're just all sitting nice and pretty up there already. So what's the point? But now we get to see how truly good they are, or bad in this case. So, Koi, you're slacking. You're slacking here, Koi. You're getting beat by 2 PvE guilds, so step it up. It's a good tier. I like the Epic tier.
Yeah. So chat, I agree. I think Epic tier is going to be the main one to focus on when we're transitioning with the gap between Epic and Celestial. I think Legendary is okay, but people who break into Epic, I think you can put money on. But for the current update now, I'm thinking Koi isn't going to be there much longer. Really, it's going to come down to Titans and TPC, who's actually going to continue to grow. I know TPC is shifting gears. I know they're trying. So I think I think TPC is going to continue to go. Titans going to falter. Guerrilla Wizards is another one of those stagnant guilds. We'll be able to, our seasonal leaderboard kind of susses out the faker. So we'll be able to see who's actually active in a couple of weeks. I think really things are going to shift. But for sure, TPC, you better not let me down, and you better keep growing, because PvE is not having a good time on the start of this. And Beyblade 2, that's a wild card to me. I mean, we've had Alucard talk on Beyblade 2, and I don't know, it's not a priority. It's there to fill a gap. So we'll see if Academy like guilds can pull their weight in our system here, and that stands with all the different friendly guilds too. Like, will they be able to hang out and with us? Probably not. I don't know. All right, that's all I got. Oh, and Koi, shout out to Koi. It's not the same. Harith is the leader now, and Harith is freaking crazy. Lone was crazy, but at least I knew the type of crazy Lone was. But yeah, shout out to Harith, whatever.
Okay. Moving on to the Elite tier. This is your top 16 through 20. Elite tier has Friendly on there. It has the Cult coming in next. Genesis, which is a newer guild. coming in after the cult. Ordo of Ramnos, which is like a 17 player guild, if I remember correctly. And then you have the Russian titled one, which I'm pretty sure, again, I said this last time, I think, I'm pretty sure it means like space or something like that in translation. I can't remember. It's space or I don't know.
Hey, where's that Russian translation, dude?
Yeah. Yeah, or like emptiness, or I don't know. It's whatever. It's there, right?
Yeah.
So pretty interesting. Out of all the tiers, the only friendly associated guild that we don't see is the not so friendly guild, which I don't even know if they're around or active anymore, because I knew what I used to know them as was that smaller guild of top tier PvPers who go around crushing everyone and be at the top of the leaderboard. Where are they at now? No idea. I haven't checked on them. Haven't checked on friendly in a while because Babel has really taken over that concept of the multi-guild leader, at the top type of thing. So I think friendly is the OG Babel, and Babel is the friendly 2.0, if you will. The cult, with their new leadership after Freddie abandoned them and went to Babel 2. Good to see that they're still at least within the top 20. So they're still powering away, which is cool. I think maybe, I don't know. I'm just honestly, I'll cover this also in the rare tier as well, but Genesis being a new guild that we've covered in the weekly stats when they first came around, I am really impressed by that. I mean, when they first came onto the scene, they had 58 to 69, somewhere in there, I can't remember what the actual stat was, of members already, which I thought was cool. I'm pretty sure T.O. was a part of them before he came to the retirement guild. So that was... welcome to the Retirement Guild, T.O., by the way. Shout out to you. Retirement is nice. But I've talked about the order for a few times on the weekly stats and the blogs and everything in the videos. I love seeing these small man teams or small player teams going out there and crushing other guilds that are like 130 big, 90 big, or whatever. That means the amount of work that they're doing individually to get them to that level, insane. They've been in the top 10 for the weekly stats before. Insane to me. So awesome work by them. What do you got to say, Sir Paisen?
Wow. So the elite tier is my biggest unknown. I don't track them, period. I know Fred was a poor cult, and from what Crazy Fire said, Genesis is the one to keep an eye on, and also Order of R. I'm just going to say it.
Ramnus?
Yeah, double OR. Yeah, Ramnus. Probably not how you say that.
I don't know.
Okay.
That's my guess.
But I'm looking to see cult drop. I'm looking to see friendly drop, and I'm thinking Genesis will bump. Elite is going to be a good. I don't know. It allows for our guild leaderboard to have a good transition of players to drop and be overtaken. So let's keep our eye on that one. But the next tier is my favorite. We have some personal favorites in there, not Fairy Tail, by the way. Fuck Fairy Tail. They were our enemy. They would always.
We would destroy them all the time.
Yeah, we would pick just to let you know, when we were in our prime, we could beat one guild and it was Fairy Tail. All right, so I'm gonna give it back to Crazy Fi. I'm just saying, chat. I'm reading everything you're saying. We're glad you're all having fun. Crazy Fi and I used to live in the same state, but sometimes he comes here for work, and so this is like a special treat for the stream to actually broadcast us hanging out. We did eat some chimichangas tonight, and Crazy Fi blew up my bathroom, but luckily I have like 4 bathrooms. All right, we're moving on. That's not important. It's very important.
I laid claim to that bathroom. Anyways, going to the rare tier. These are the stragglers, the ones who are barely making the cut.
Hold on.
Oh, hold on, Mr. Scroller. There we go. Thank you. Enhance.
Targeting.
All right, we're zoomed in now. Back to the rare tier, okay? Rare tier, the stragglers. Honestly, we probably see the most amount of movement isn't going to be in the rare tier because they're all a question mark of who are they, where they come from, are they struggling, are they just growing? Like, what is it? So, rare tier, we have Ornate Garden, Fairy Tale, Ingles Mod, forgive me if I destroyed that name, Rain Factory, and Elysium. honestly, I think we need to talk to Mike about like guild names and player names. They need to be easily readable in order to be in the game. That's a new rule I think that we should implement 100%. But going back to the guilds, right? So Ornate Garden is a new guild that we've covered in the weekly blog stats. Honestly, I'm going to keep plugging the weekly blog stats. They are different from the seasonal blogs that were, holy moly, seasonal guild leaderboards that we're doing. Too much Celsius is pumping through my veins right now. Yeah. Anyways, Ornate Garden, fairly new to the game. 21 out of 25, pretty good for a fairly new one, right? Fairy Tale has been around for a while. We would decimate them all the time when we were in our prime, which felt amazing.
Yeah.
I will tell you, felt pretty nice. Look at us now. Angles Mod and Rain Factor are also two newer guilds compared to some of these older, legacy OGs, if you will, whatever you want, call them. So I think it's cool that we get to see that. And then good old Elysium. Shout out to Alec for being last. Hey, you just made off the cut. So congrats. You bubbled in. So bubbled out. Yeah, I would hope to see Alec steps up and starts using his auction house as a way to boost his guild into the elite tier. Surprise us all, maybe. I don't know. That'd be cool. Maybe we'll see Couch Cat on there one day too. Who knows? You won't, because we're a retirement guild. Here's over to you, Paisen.
All right. This is pretty fun. This is like the closest we'll get to esport commentary in Simple MMO. Real quick, I did offer Crazy Fi a Celsius, and he downed that motherfucker. And we're just vibing, as they say. We're vibing. And quick update to those who are watching and don't know what the hell we're showing. Again, this is our seasonal guild leaderboard by Couch Cat. This is nothing like what's the native leaderboard in game. Crazy Fi has expanded his weekly tracking for guild EXP, and we have created our own 5 tiers to track active guilds, because it's boring to see the same behemoths in the top 10 spot that don't move because they have, legacy EXP, so to speak. But yeah, so Rare, Crazy Fi nailed it. This is our favorite. We watch a lot of League esports, 100 Thieves, hello, and he's so jealous, dude. He did not know I bought this. Anyway, this to us is like our academy challenger scene where any new face could pop up. It's the last stop for those who are about to fall. So please, Alec, I hope Elysium pulls through because you're our homies, but I don't know. I'm like 50-50. Like you're my homie, but I don't know if Elysium's got it right now. But this is where you can see, chat's favorite. We see Rain Factory. We see love for Rain Factory. We see love for Ornate Garden. I know for both of us, Ornate Garden is high on our watch list. Canopy is doing a great job there. Fairy Tale, I don't know. Angles Mond, who is that? Chat, who is Angle? Can I get a check on that? But yeah, we're watching Ornate Garden, and I'm excited to see who steps into the rare slot that's new, coming up from below, because we are tracking the top 25 spots. So who comes up, who's pushing through and gets noticed by Senpai. But yeah, that's what I have to say for rare. I mean, Crazy Fi, I think we're going to see Ornate Garden grow. They're not that far from elite. Right. We're definitely, this is going to cause some, I don't know if this works. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it should.
Well, this is like, anyway.
It's fine. We'll figure it out.
Since this early weeks, I think we're going to see a lot of shuffling downward. We're going to see a lot of people drop. We're going to see the more new active guilds push through rare and then eventually elite. And I think the real test is going to be who gets the epic and can keep growing from there. What do you think, Crazy Fi? Where's the movement going to be?
Oh yeah, I think 100% it's going to be in rare. I think your celestial tier all the way at the top is pretty much solidified in my opinion. You may see some movement in between the top 5. I don't think anyone's going to go above the top 5. Honestly, I mean, if you look at it, the top 3 in the celestial tier are pretty far ahead, right? Like they're in the millions,
Right there.
or what billions? I can't see these numbers. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, yeah, whatever. Yeah, millions of worth of EXP already, right? So celestial tier is pretty good. I think your epic through rare, so epic, elite, and rare tiers is where you want to see the movement. That's where it's going to be. King Cow's here with the update on Ingles mod, saying that it's
verbatim.
Okay, I'll say it verbatim. The guild he trash talked in the first episode, very poorly run. It's an English-German guild, a second guild to Marchenmond. There's probably a German way to say that, and not the butchered way I did. But
Holy moly!
all right. Anyways, so a few things that I want to address about this seasonal league here, right? Halfway through the league already. We would love to see on the 4th week when the league is done. We would love to have some of the guild leaders on, and it doesn't necessarily have to be just only from the celestial tier, right? You know, like if Elysium comes in dead last on the top 25 leaderboard, I would love to interview Alec to figure out why he became dead last. You know, so it doesn't have to just be the celestial, but we'll if you feel like it, if you're on this board and you would like to be a part of the presentation that we do for the end of the season for the season 1, the inaugural season. Please reach out to myself or Paisen, and we'll get you scheduled and get you figured out how we're going to do that. As the data keeps coming in for the next 2 weeks, we'll figure out a way forward on that. Additionally, you might be asking, well, what the hell is the difference between your weekly guild stats and the seasonal guild league? Great question, guys. I appreciate you, chat. Weekly guild stats are just a snapshot of that week and only that week. Nothing else to it other than from 1 to 7 Feb, you've got that time. It's actually it is every Sunday before the server resets. The data is pulled for the weekly, so you get the weekly shot of how the guilds are doing. Your seasonal guild leaderboard, the data gets pulled on the 1st of that month because we're doing monthly guilds or seasons for our seasonal guild leaderboard. So it gets pulled on the 1st of the month, and then every 7 days it will be pulled from that point on. And we're comparing it, like this 2-week progress is compared to the beginning. So the 1st of February to what are we at? Yesterday was the 15th. Yeah. So from the 1st to the 15th of February is what you see on the season guild leaderboard. That's why they have the force is like 17 million in EXP, is because it's not just the weekly snapshot. It is a full 2 weeks viewpoint right now. And of course, at the end, it'll be at the end of February, and that's when you're going to see the full month of movement coming from the guilds. We look forward to that presentation that we do at the end of the season, and we love to have the guild leaders on. So that's my little spiel.